San Diego, California, has a complex network of street gangs that have developed over the decades, particularly within the city's southeast neighborhoods. These gangs, often defined by their affiliations, colors, and territories, have significant histories and social structures. Many gangs in San Diego are connected to larger networks or hold ties to similar groups in Los Angeles, yet they have also cultivated distinct identities within the local landscape. Predominantly made up of African American, Samoan American, and Asian American members, these gangs reflect the diverse ethnic backgrounds in the region. Their presence and activities have shaped the communities they inhabit, often in ways that draw the attention of law enforcement and local media. This overview provides a look into some of the major gangs and factions operating in San Diego and surrounding areas.
You actually said that your dad was one of the original Lincoln Park Bloods, the founding members.
The Lincoln Park Blood Gang, a large and notorious gang, has been active since the 1970s. Within the gang, there are two main factions, the Dip and the Hats. Both factions typically wear green bandanas, although the Hats may also incorporate brown in their attire. Based primarily in the Lincoln Park area of southeast San Diego, California, the group's origins trace back to the 1970s when they were known as Paul Lowe's Control. Later in the decade, they adopted the name Lincoln Park Pi Rucindo Mob, before finally settling on Lincoln Park Bloods around 1986. The gang's territory centers around the area near Logan Avenue and John F. Kennedy Park, which they call Lincoln Park. This area lies on Euclid Avenue between Ocean Boulevard and Manomet Street, just east of the Jacob DeKima Freeway. The Lincoln Park Bloods have a strong presence in the Bay Vista apartment complex known as the Dip, located across the street from JFK Park.
We're the most hated gang in the city, bro. We beef for everything, bro.
So then where would you say is the most dangerous for y'all to be at?
Where we finna go?
The 5'9" Brims are the only brim set in San Diego, established in the early to mid-1970s. Known as the original 5'9" Brim set, they are a large and active gang with branches worldwide. Like many other San Diego gangs, they are divided into two factions within their territory, the Basement and the View. Initially known as the Central City Gangsters, the 5'9" Brims originated around 40th Street and Ocean View Boulevard in the mid-1970s. The Skyline Pyrus are primarily an African-American blood gang operating throughout southeast San Diego, California. Known as the largest blood gang in the city, Skyline Pyrus are active across much of San Diego's east side. Divided into two main sections, they have been on law enforcement radar since the 1970s. Originally formed by former members of San Diego's East Side Hanging Gang and a relocated Piru member from Compton, California, the Skyline Pyrus have a significant presence in neighborhoods such as Skyline Hills, Jumacha, Bay Terrace, Encanto, Alta Vista, and Lomita Village. While predominantly African American, the gang allows members from various ethnic backgrounds, including Polynesian Pacific Islanders, Asians, and Mexican Americans. The Parkside Pyrus are a small, primarily African American street gang based in the Paradise Hills neighborhood on the east side of southeast San Diego, California. They share their community with a Hispanic gang called the Paradise Hills Locos, who mostly feud with other Latino gangs in the National City area of San Diego. The Parkside Pyrus are one of the few gangs in southeast San Diego, along with Little Africa Pyrus, that originated independently without connections to South Los Angeles or the Piru gangs in Compton, California. Their main locations include the area around Parkside Avenue, Alta View, the King Liquor Store, and Parkside Neighborhood Park. The O'Farrell Park Bankster Bloods are a small but active African-American street gang located on the east side in the South Encanto neighborhood, commonly referred to as O'Farrell in southeast San Diego, California. The territory spans Skyline Drive from 61st Street to 69th Street, an area also known as the O'Farrell Park Banksters 60s. The gang is organized into several cliques, including Farrell Park, 69th Street, Gangster Pimp Mafia, and Elderly. Initially, the O'Farrell Park Banksters operated as a neutral gang without affiliations to the Bloods or Crips. Big Red, a member of the O'Farrell Park Banksters, is credited as an influence in aligning San Diego gangs with the Bloods. The Emerald Hills Bloods are an African-American street gang based in the Emerald Hills neighborhood of southeast San Diego, California. While not a very large gang, they remain highly active. Their origins trace back to the early 1980s, giving them over 2 decades of presence in the area, which is also referred to as Uptown. Many of the original members came from a group called the Bunny Boys. Emerald Hills Park, located on Kelton Road in the heart of their territory, serves as a gathering spot for the Emerald Hills Uptown Bloods and is frequently associated with their activity.
Around here, neighborhood, east side, Rolling 40 Crips Street gang, you know what I mean? Make sure that get put on the next skit, man. You know what I mean? What's that way?
The Rolling 40s neighborhood Crips are the second largest Crip gang in San Diego, primarily consisting of African American members. Based on the east side of Southeast San Diego, they originated in the 1970s around the areas of 47th Street and Market Street, and also claimed 41st, 45th, and 47th Streets in the Troyes View and Mount Hope neighborhoods. The gang was founded by a member of the original Rolling 40s Crips from Los Angeles who moved to the Southeast District of San Diego. Gompers Park, located at Hilltop Drive and Carolina Lane, is a well-known gathering spot for the Rolling 40s neighborhood Crips.
West Side rolling! 3-0. 30 Crip and 20 Crip.
The West Coast Crips are the oldest and largest Crip gang in San Diego, with origins dating back to the early 1970s. Originally known as the West Coast Mafia Crips, they are an African-American street gang based in the Stockton/Central neighborhood of Southeast San Diego, California. Founded in 1972, the gang has deep connections to South Los Angeles, similar to many African-American gangs in the area. The West Coast Crips are the San Diego chapter of the East Coast Crips from South Central Los Angeles. They are divided into two main cliques: the West Coast Rolling 20s, 25th, 27th, and 29th Streets and Market Street, and the West Coast Rolling 30th, 30th through 33rd Streets and Market Street. This African-American street gang is based on the east side of the Emerald Hills neighborhood in Southeast San Diego, California. The Little Africa Pyrus were established in the 1980s, primarily around 51st Street between Market Street and Lenox Drive. They share the Emerald Hills neighborhood with the Emerald Hills Gangster Bloods. The Deep Valley Bloods are a criminal street gang primarily made up of Samoan Americans, with some African-American members. They are based near Camp Pendleton's back gate in the Mesa Margarita area of Oceanside, located in northeast San Diego County, California. Originally known as the Valley Boys, they adopted the name Deep Valley Bloods by the mid-1980s, largely due to ongoing conflicts with the Deep Valley Crips, who had an established presence in the Mesa Margarita neighborhood. They share the Mesa Margarita community with the Deep Valley Crips, a predominantly black gang, and the Mesa Locos, a Latino gang. The Crook City Bloods are primarily a Samoan American street gang operating in the Tri-City area of Oceanside, located in North County, San Diego, California. The gang originated in the early 1990s and, according to the Oceanside Police Department (OPD), has a relatively small population. Linda Vista Crips are a multi-ethnic street gang based on the north side of the Linda Vista community in San Diego, California. They share the Linda Vista area with the tiny Oriental Crips and Linda Vista 13, a Latino gang. The Linda Vista Crips originated near the Linda Vista Recreation Center, a community park located on Levant Street between Genevieve Avenue and Linda Vista Road. The tiny Oriental Crips are an Asian Laotian American street gang primarily based on the west side of Linda Vista and parts of Mira Mesa in San Diego, California. The gang mainly consists of Laotian members, but also includes Hmong, Vietnamese, and Khmer descendants. In Linda Vista, they share territory with the Linda Vista Crips and Linda Vista 13. The tiny Oriental Crips have been active in San Diego for over 20 years, with around 50 to 60 documented members. They often align with African-American street gangs under the Crip affiliation. The tiny Oriental Crips have a presence outside San Diego as well, with members in places such as Sacramento, Arizona, Temecula Valley, and Riverside County. While San Diego's street gangs, such as the Lincoln Park Bloods, Skyline Pyrus, and West Coast Crips, continue to influence the communities they occupy, efforts by law enforcement and community organizations strive to mitigate gang-related violence and provide alternative pathways for youth. The structure, affiliations, and rivalries of these gangs demonstrate the complexities of gang culture in San Diego. Although deeply rooted in specific neighborhoods, many of these gangs have expanded their influence to areas beyond San Diego, reflecting a network that is both local and widespread. Understanding the history and dynamics of these gangs is essential for addressing their impact on San Diego communities and working towards long-term solutions.